Milani Conceal and Perfect Foundation. This is a 2-in-1 product. It's claiming to conceal and perfect. And I actually have two. I tried number 2 in natural and it was a bit too red for me, too dark. And it kind of had like a reddish tone on my skin, which I was not a fan of. And then I found the number 3, which is Light Beige. And this is definitely a perfect match. I love this one. It really looks good on my skin. This one I might end up returning because again, it's kind of reddish on me. This one is a perfect match. So let's start with what it's claiming to do. This foundation is supposed to be 2-in-1, which is supposed to be a foundation and concealer. It's also supposed to be medium to full coverage, lightweight, and it's an oil-free formula. It's long wearing, water resistant, and sweat proof. And I'm gonna show you a demo of how to apply it, and I will also show you a kind of update. Again, just like I do my reviews, I'll show you throughout the day. I record it on my iPhone so you guys can see what it's looking like throughout the day. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the demo. The only thing that I have on now is my eyebrows. I have nothing else on my skin. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Makeup Forever Smoothing Primer, and I'm gonna add that in my T-zone, which I have open pores here, and on this side too, on my chin, and on my forehead. On this side, I'm going to use the Real Technique sponge, and on this side, I'm going to use the Milani flat brush. I'm going to add about a dime size on here and just apply it all over. And I'm just kind of pushing it into the skin. This feels really moussey and whipped and thick, so it's definitely medium to full coverage. And this was just with a dime size for my whole right side here. So as you can see there, it is really good coverage. I mean, you can see the difference from this side. I mean, there's definitely some redness and dark circles. Here it definitely looks brighter, so you can just see the difference. Like, I look more awake on this side. I mean, I could definitely go without a concealer, but I like my concealer, so I'm gonna go in with concealer. But if I really wanted a more natural look, I can go without concealer, so it's pretty good. And again, this shade is like perfect on my skin. Like, it matches so perfectly. Like, I love when foundations match and I don't have to, you know, blend it with anything. It's perfect. Anyways, I'm going to add that on the foundation brush. Again, just a dime size on there. And I'm just going to dab that and kind of just buff it. For scent, this foundation actually has a really pleasant scent. It doesn't really smell like chemicals or anything strong. I actually like how it smells. So applying it with the brush is nice too. I think it's a little bit harder to get into like my eye and corner area. So I prefer to use the sponge for that. So I'm just gonna go in and apply a little bit more here. Kind of just dab in there. You can see I am now even. I definitely feel like when I use the sponge and I, you know, put it into my skin, it has more of a satin finish. On this side, you can already see I'm kind of glowy on here. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of just dab this side with my sponge because I kind of like that better. It looks more airbrushed and even. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and conceal a little bit more because again, I liked my under eyes to be concealed. I'm using this Bright Future Gel Serum Concealer underneath my eyes to kind of just really highlight underneath my eyes. I'm just gonna fast forward this because this video is not really about my actual full face. It's just about the foundation, so I'm gonna fast forward this part and I'll be right back. Okay, perfect. So I went ahead and finished my whole face. Every time I do these reviews, I like to keep the actual face very natural so you guys can really focus on the actual foundation because again, I'm reviewing the product. I never really like to do like eyeshadow or eyeliner. I just do very simple looks. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys throughout the day what it looks like and give you kind of updates, and then I'll come back and I'll show you guys, you know, at the end of the day how it looked and my actual thoughts on this foundation. Right now it feels really nice on my skin. I mean, I don't feel like it's heavy or anything. I love how it looks. I love the coverage. It's definitely good for, again, pimples or scars or dark spots or anything really. It really just conceals and perfects how it says. Let's go ahead and show you guys the updates throughout the day. Okay, so it is 12:15 and I just applied my foundation not too long ago. So it looks great. I love the finish. Oh, that's my cousin in the background. And we're going to go eat breakfast and I'll show you guys how it's looking. So yeah, 12:15. That's what it looks like. So here at Kiki's we have the best breakfast ever. This is mine with whipped cream on the side because I love whipped cream. That's turkey bacon. So good. Okay, so now it's 3:15, so it's been 3 hours since I applied the foundation and it's still looking pretty good. I'm not shiny. It looks really awesome. Although it's not supposed to be a mattifying foundation, nor does it say that it's for oily skin. It looks pretty good. Check back in a couple hours. Okay, so final update. It is now 7:20 and let's see, I put it on at 12:15, so it's been about almost 7 hours. And as you can see, I definitely got oily in my T-zone. I really like this foundation. I think the coverage is really good. Anyways, let's get back to telling you more about the foundation. It is now 8:14 p.m. And again, all of the updates I actually filmed on my iPhone. So now I'm sitting here in front of my nicer camera and I wanted to show you guys, you know, how the foundation looks. So again, this foundation is not claiming for it to be mattifying or for it to be for dry skin or anything in particular. The only thing that it claims is that it conceals and it perfects, and it's a 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. So honestly, it's a medium to full coverage, which is true. I did get a little dewy in my T-zone, again, because I have oily combination skin. It kind of reminds me of the MAC Studio Sculpt foundation. I think it's very thick, so if you're not used to thick consistencies, it's kind of whipped, creamy, thick. That's how I would describe this foundation. I did feel like maybe it did settle in the lines a little bit. I would definitely purchase again for the price of $9.99. I don't think it's a bad price. There is 1 fluid ounce in here and I love that it has a pump. That's a really good thing about it. So if you're looking for a foundation to really cover up anything like, you know, maybe dark spots or sunspots or acne scars or pimples, I think this is a really good drugstore foundation because it definitely conceals any imperfections and it really lasts all day. So if you don't want to spend like $25 or maybe even more, like $50 on a foundation. My coworker tried it and she wasn't too much of a fan. She still likes the L'Oreal Infallible, but again, the L'Oreal Infallible is for, you know, to mattify the skin. This is not stating that, so this is stating to conceal and perfect, which it definitely does. I mean, you be the judge. Do you guys like this on my skin? I think it looks really good. So I hope you guys like this video and I will see you guys on my next. Bye!